UFC 317 is juiced to the gills, guys. It has a cracking flyweight title eliminator, an even better flyweight title fight, and a main event that will crown a new undisputed lightweight champion. It's Charles Oliveira versus Ilia Topuria in the main event, and it's going to be nasty. Who will come out on top? Let's find out. Brandon Royval versus Manel Kape. Manel Kape has been a wild presence ever since he signed with the UFC, thanks to his trash-talking and antics at press conferences.
Shut the fuck down. Sit down. Yo, things is speaker. Sit the fuck down. Sit the fuck down. Sit the fuck down, yo.
Little crack ass.
Sit down, bro.
The kid is flashy, fast, and has solid hands, especially in his recent finishes like the one against Bruno Silva. But there's a glaring stain on his record, and that is his snooze fest with Muhammad Mokaev. That fight had years of hype behind it, but it turned into one of the most boring flyweight fights ever. So bad even Dana White was fuming.
It was one of those typical kind of fights. We've all seen this before over the years. Oh, I can't wait to get to you. I can't wait to get to you. Oh, I'm going to fucking kill you. And then 5 minutes and they don't do anything for the first 5 minutes of the fight. I mean, it's just...
Despite that, Kape bounced back with a couple of impressive stoppages. In both of those fights, against Bruno Silva and Asuel Mabayev, his boxing looked sharp, his movement was more than great, and when he was flowing, he was unstoppable. Despite his incredible talents, Kape has yet to deliver in big fights, and the Royval fight is his chance to prove that he belongs among the best. Royval is the ultimate underdog in the UFC flyweight division. Nearly every time he's in the cage, he's counted out. Yet, he drowns people in pressure. His fights are never boring. He's wild, unpredictable, lanky, and throws everything: knees, elbows, and spinning stuff. Royval doesn't even shoot takedowns much, but can snatch crazy submissions like the guillotine he used to finish Mateus Nicolau or that mad armbar sequence against Rogerio Bontorin. And let's not forget his gritty wins over top names like Moreno and Tim Elliott. Royval does have his losses, including split decisions and submission losses, but he thrives in chaos. And over 3 rounds, his relentless style becomes even more dangerous. He pushes a pace that's exhausting to deal with. All in all, it's an excellent matchup on paper, but I'm favoring Royval to win either by a closely contested decision or by submission. The reason is that he's better rounded than Kape, thrives in 3-round wars, and has the kind of forward pressure and unpredictability that could drown a sniper like Kape. Alexandre Pantoja versus Kai Kara France. Now, while Kape versus Royval is potentially a #1 contenders fight, the real flyweight battle takes place between champion Alexandre Pantoja and Kai Kara France in the co-main event at UFC 317. Let me get straight to the point. I think this fight is going to go to Alexandre Pantoja, but this will be a war. The champ just came off a nice win over Kai Asakura, where he showed the same relentless pressure and grit we've come to expect. Kai Asakura had his moments early, as he was explosive and landed some big shots, including a clean jumping knee and a straight punch, but Pantoja tanked them like a zombie on a mission, found the hips, took the back, and finished it like clockwork. Pantoja faces a different Kai, who's also coming off a strong win over Steve Erceg, who many believe arguably beat Pantoja. So, if we line the numbers up, this one feels like a coin flip. Kai's style is tailor-made to frustrate wrestlers. He's developed into a sharp striker with power, great leg and body work, and solid takedown defense. In their first fight at the Ultimate Fighter in 2016, which Pantoja won by decision, the Brazilian simply got control against the fence and grinded. But today's Pantoja is more confident on the feet and still deadly with the grappling. The tricky part for him is the size and frame of Kai Kara France. The Kiwi is shorter and harder to take down compared to guys like Steve or Asakura. I liked how Steve Erceg handled Pantoja early by taking center control and staying active even after getting taken down, and Kai can replicate that. He's explosive, has strong balance, and, if you remember, in the Askar Askarov fight, he defended every takedown and outstruck the Dagestani wrestler. That's beyond impressive. Even in the Amir Albazi fight, which he should have won, there were moments Kai had his back taken but wasn't in trouble. Unfortunately, Pantoja is levels above Albazi in grappling, and if he gets your back, it's pretty much a wrap. Pantoja's best weapon is chaos. He crashes forward, takes your best shots, pushes you to the fence, and drags you into the deep water. His takedown entries are obvious and raw, but effective because of the pressure. Kai needs to avoid the fence, take the center, and force Pantoja to shoot out in the open. But that's easier said than done. Pantoja makes it ugly in the clinch and thrives in those moments. So while Kai might have the striking edge and even hurt Pantoja early, I think Pantoja's pressure, ability to grind, and skill in scrambles will slowly shift the tide. It's going to be a war, possibly a 48-47 decision, with Kai starting strong and Pantoja making it grimy, dragging him down, and slowly stealing the rounds. The Brazilian's gas tank isn't perfect, but his heart is massive, and that might just be the difference here. Charles Oliveira versus Ilia Topuria. That brings us to the fight we all are desperately waiting for, the main event. The lightweight title between two of the most exciting fighters in MMA history, Charles Oliveira and Ilia Topuria. This matchup is pure fire. On one side, we have Charles Oliveira, an experienced killer with the most submission wins in UFC history. On the other hand, we have Ilia Topuria, an undefeated powerhouse with razor-sharp boxing and knockout power in both hands. Charles is 7 years older than Ilia and stands at 5 feet 10 inches, giving him a 3-inch height and 5-inch reach advantage. He has 35 wins and 10 losses, while Ilia is a perfect 16-0. Oliveira has a ridiculous 21 wins by submission, while Topuria brings 10 knockouts and 6 decision wins. Stat-wise, Charles has a slightly better striking accuracy at 55% versus Ilia's 47%, but Ilia lands more significant strikes per minute, 4.69 compared to Charles's 3.4. In terms of defense, Oliveira absorbs fewer shots per minute. Now let's talk about strengths. Oliveira's ground game is a nightmare. He can slap on a submission from almost any position, even when he's hurt. His jiu-jitsu is world-class, and in his pressure-heavy Muay Thai style, he becomes a constant threat. The Brazilian doesn't wait. He swarms, throwing body kicks, elbows, knees, and punches. It's chaos personified, and against a calculated striker like Ilia, that chaos can cause serious problems. Oliveira is also vastly experienced, as he's beaten killers like Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje, and Michael Chandler. He's been dropped, he's been hurt, but he always finds a way to win. That championship grit could make the difference in a 5-round war, especially if Ilia has never been in deep waters like that. But Charles isn't invincible. He's been rocked in almost every fight. His defense isn't tight, and he sometimes walks right into danger. That's a risky game against someone like Ilia, who has that one-punch knockout power and doesn't miss when he sees an opening. Ilia Topuria's strengths are crystal clear. His hands are fast, precise, and powerful. He knocked out both Max Holloway and Alexandre Volkanovski, two legends of the featherweight division. That shows not just his power, but his timing and high fight IQ. On top of that, Ilia has elite takedown defense. He doesn't get dragged down easily, and his balance makes it hard for opponents to keep him on the mat. What really stands out is his composure. He's aggressive, but he's not wild. He keeps calm, waits for his moment, and strikes with purpose. That being said, there are certainly a few question marks here as well. Ilia's experience at lightweight is limited. He's only fought at 155 once in the UFC against Jai Herbert, who rocked him with a head kick. Sure, he went on to melt Herbert, but it showed that he can be hurt at 155. And more importantly, he hasn't faced anyone close to Charles Oliveira's level on the ground. If the fight hits the canvas, we're entering uncharted territory for Topuria. Oliveira doesn't need much. So, who wins? If Ilia keeps it standing and uses his boxing, he could shut Oliveira down early. But if Charles drags him into chaos like clinch wars, scrambles, wild exchanges, the tide could turn fast. It's youth, precision, and power versus experience, pressure, and jiu-jitsu. This isn't just a fight for the vacant lightweight belt, it's a battle of styles, eras, and mindsets. Topuria wants to prove he's ready to rule a second division. Oliveira wants to remind the world that his title reign wasn't luck. Whether it ends in the first round or turns into a 5-round war, this fight has all the ingredients to become an all-time classic. It's literally a coin toss at this point, but my bet is Ilia Topuria via KO. So this is how I see the UFC 317 card playing out. Let me know your predictions in the comments below. If you liked the video, please subscribe to our channel and turn on those notifications. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.